This is the first time that we are able to walk our usual route because everything has been so muddy. As you can see, it got to a point where, yeah, the sausage dogs would not have been able to walk. It's now really like hard and bumpy, but it's lovely to be doing it again, and we'll get to see lots of new growth and newness from the season because we obviously haven't done this in a few weeks. We've been walking them on the roads instead. We've just finished up our workout. I actually had a very, very good workout this morning. I felt very good for it, very energised, and I'm hoping to do some running this week because the weather, whilst not looking the sunniest, it is looking like it is going to get a lot warmer because it is our birthday week, although I don't think we'll be spending our birthdays with you in this video. I have my second session of Profilo this evening, and I have the girls from Elisa, which is like an online magazine, coming over tomorrow. Basically, they're coming to rummage through my wardrobe and do a bit of a Q&A video for their channels. And I'm really excited because one of the girls at Elisa I used to work with at Karen Millen, and she was like the amazing social media girl, and she did all of like my reels and things like that. She was really, really good. So it's going to be lovely to see her. We were trying to get Jacob involved from Karen Millen, but I think we won't get anything done if Jacob comes. I did some lovely runs over the weekend, and on my first run I smelt spring for the first time, which obviously, you know, is a very, very poignant point in my seasonal calendar because, gosh, it must be 3 years ago now. It was one of the first times that I realised that there was so much more in life to be hopeful for and to find joy in, which was obviously then the brainchild behind Evergreen, my book. So every year, whenever I smell springtime for the first time, it's usually from the laurel bush on our road. I can't express the feeling. I wait patiently for that smell to just sort of fill the air. We're on our walk now, just talking birthdays, plans. I'm not sure it comes across on the camera this morning, but we've got the most beautiful, soft, hazy light just over the lambs fields. It's very pretty. It is very much bluebell season in the woods. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. I hope you noticed the difference, okay? I am back on my old camera because I could not with that camera. It was awful. Every single one of my TikToks and my reels out of focus, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm literally asking on Instagram right now. I'm like, what is the camera that we're using now, because you can't buy the Mark II anymore. The Mark III is so bad, and someone suggested the Sony ZR-1 or something, and the screen opens to the side. Totally not good for vlogging at all. I need to develop my own camera. But anyway, I hope you enjoy the fact that I'm back on my old camera, because in all honesty, there's nothing worse than like not being able to know what's going on. I like have full confidence that 95% of the time this camera works, whereas it was like less than 50% of the time I was out of focus, the auto brightness wasn't working, it's just not good at all. Anyway, don't want to start this video with a moan. This morning was tough, I am not gonna lie. This morning was one of those days when the country life, I'm actually gonna try not to get upset, because honestly, like I couldn't say a word walking home. I'll never forget when we moved here and we realized that people would be like hunting in our back garden. Essentially, they'd be hunting the pheasants and doing pheasant beating and things like that. It was very difficult to like accept at the time. Because I'd never lived anywhere like this. So this was very, very new for me in terms of living on farmland. I've lived in the countryside. I grew up in Chorleywood. I grew up in Rickmansworth. I grew up in the countryside, but I've never lived as rural as I live now. And I've certainly never lived on farmland. And so this was a shock. And we've had to learn to like understand, and I know that people find this very, very controversial, but for me, just because I wouldn't do something myself, and maybe I don't think that it's I don't know, I don't even like to say that I don't agree with it, because there's just so much that I don't understand. Then when we obviously got the dogs, we spent a lot more time walking on the fields surrounding our home. And even just last year, one of those days was very, very difficult, because we walked the fields and there were, I'd say, upwards of, something must have happened in the night, or they must have gotten ill, or something to do with the environment, I don't know, but there was a number of dead lambs on the field. But I don't think anything has ever affected me. Such a sad way to start this video, because it's not going to be a sad video, but nothing has ever affected me the way that this morning affected me. Because we were walking through the field and there was this lamb, and there was something different about the way the lamb was calling for its mum. And it was like a desperate call. And it was stumbling and it was falling over, and we thought it didn't have a mum, and so I just kind of walked over, and I know not to touch lambs at all, but I just wanted to walk over to see if it would run to its mum and it would get help. And it did run to its mum, and it's exactly what you wanted to happen, except the mum didn't help it. It had the same number on the side, so they always have the number of the lamb, and they have the number of the sheep, and then they put the same numbers on their lambs. So it was 50 and 50, and it had another very much healthier looking lamb with the mum. And every time that the baby lamb got to its mum, like so that it could feed, its mum would move. And it was desperate, and I just wanted to take the lamb home and just look after it. But Ali's a lot stronger in those situations than I am. And I read up about it online, and often if a baby lamb is sick or in some way unhealthy or something like that, the mum will actually refuse the lamb. And I think that that's what must have been happening in this situation, and apparently that is perfectly normal. And it's one of those moments where you just kind of have to accept that that is the law of the land, and that's the way the ecosystem is playing out. But it was the desperation in this lamb, and it was just so small. And I know from speaking about these things in the past, I will be called a hypocrite for being so upset about this. And you all know that Ali and I have been vegetarian in the past, and we got very, very well. Ali got very, very unwell. I don't eat a lot of meat. I very, very rarely eat meat nowadays, but we eat better quality meat less often, and organic, all of that kind of stuff in the hope that that's the best sort of option. But it was a very, very tough start to the day, very tough, because I just walked home in silence. I can't. The thought of it now, it just, my throat started burning. It was just awful, absolutely awful. I was there in the middle of the field, crying. I was literally Googling, is it illegal to take a lamb that is dying from a field? Because I would have brought it. I would have. I know Ali wouldn't have let me, but I would have anyway. We're back in the room, and I share these things, and I hope you don't mind me sharing these stories with you, because it's life, and this channel is my life, and these are all things that I've had to learn how to navigate, and I never want to harbour those feelings, so I have to work through them and try and understand them and do my own research and things like that. I am in my dressing room today because I have the girls from Elisa Online coming tomorrow. They are basically coming to ransack my wardrobe, and I want it to be a lovely experience, so I'm kind of having a bit of a reorganising here. Basically they do this every now and again, where they come into someone's wardrobe and they have some questions and some quick fire questions. I am just sorting through some new in makeup bits, but I also have an order from Gingerbread. If you don't know, my Gingerbread earrings are surgically attached to my head at all times. These are my favourite earrings, just for my more pared back look and my everyday look. They go with everything. These are cultured pearls. They are absolutely beautiful, and the thing that I love about Gingerbread is they use natural diamonds, cultured pearls, sterling silver, 18 karat gold, like the best of the best materials, and their designs are timeless, but also with that real modernity that I love, so it doesn't feel like you're wearing like old-fashioned bits and pieces. Like if you want vintage, buy vintage, but this is like a little bit more you know, but still with that timeless edge, which I love. And so I've got some new in bits and pieces to show you. Hopefully it'll take my mind off things as well. And yeah, anyway. Oh, and I have a discount code as well. I have a discount code, which is Lydia15. So if you wanted to pick any of the items up that I'm about to show you, you can do so. I hope that they still have these pearls online. If they do, I will link them down below because I wear them. So yeah, it's Lydia15. I love the packaging as well. It really feels like a special gift. So if you're looking for like gifts for anyone, I always think that their packaging is just the most beautiful. I won't unbox every single item with you, but I'll show you every single item. I always feel like this time of the year is birthday central. I don't know what all of our parents were doing in the summer of whenever, but they were all having a great time. Lots of birthdays. Literally, it's Ali's on Wednesdays, my dad's on Fridays, mine on Sundays, Ali's dad's the following week. Like, it's intense. Oh wow, so this I loved, okay, because it reminded me of almost like a pearl acorn. I loved this so much, and if you don't know, we have a really special oak tree in our garden that just means the world to me. It's like one of those special trees that just sits on our boundary, and I'm like, the fact that that tree belongs to us is so special, because this must be like hundreds of years old. So when I saw this in this beautiful little acorn design, I thought this was actually the perfect option to go with my original pearl earrings as well. So I'm going to pop this one on now just to show you. Actually, I'm popping on now against the green. It's so pretty, and this is one of those necklaces that you can very easily like stack as well. So if you wanted to put one there and a little bit lower, so pretty. And then it comes in really beautiful like royal blue and gold boxes, so it feels super special. Oh, these earrings, oh my goodness. So these are going to be so beautiful for spring, summer. If you like a hint of blue in your clothing, like that little bit more like nautical vibes, this is the most beautiful, almost like a little sort of aqua gemstone in there with a drop pearl down there. Really lovely studs. They're not too big. These are often really, really big and statement, but I think let's try them on. I feel like you never really get the full impact when you don't try them on, so we'll try them on. So if you think about this with like a little classic white dress with maybe a hint of blue in a jumper just thrown over the shoulders, this is such a subtle little touch. We've got more to get into. Goodness me. I'm going to be Lydia odd earrings for the foreseeable future. So this is absolutely stunning, and again, super, super subtle. If I can just get you in there to see it. So this almost has a little crown halo to the pearl. Slightly bigger pearl than on this one. I'm going to take out this earring so you can see. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Look at that with my little pearl acorn. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So cute. Even more feminine, we've got this bow and drop pearl detail. Again, this is 18 karat gold, so super delicate, super fine. And the drop pearl is always the most beautiful, beautiful real pearls. This would make such a gorgeous gift. Oh my goodness. So if you want something a little bit more sort of drop style, don't even know if I want to take this one out. It's so cute. Little diamond pearl crown. But if you want something like a delicate drop pearl, these ones are also very, very comfortable to wear. I always find this style very comfortable to wear. It's got a little diamond in there and the drop pearl. Super elegant when worn with a bun just like this. Not like over the top or in your face. Really, really classic design and the finest quality materials, which I love. Also, their returns is really good. They don't ask for like reasons why you're returning as well. It's a 30-day free return as well, free. And your pieces are guaranteed for 3 years, which obviously I think when something is gonna last that long, you're kind of okay. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But I love that they do free returns as well, because that is such a rarity nowadays. My goodness me. Now this I loved, because this was such a different way to wear a pearl. If you don't want the pearl drop and you want something a little bit more modern, it's got the threaded pearl on an 18 karat gold necklace. This would sit so beautifully as sort of a choker. So if you wanted to do a pearl stack of necklaces, you could do pearl there, maybe something different there, and then the little acorn. Another option. This is a cute little slightly larger pearl and smaller pearl thread on an 18 karat gold necklace. I don't know, this to me is a bit of a significant necklace. I feel like you'd get this if you wanted to like signify maybe like a mum and a baby or something like that. If I had like a really incredible mum friend who is like a single parent and she's just killing it, I'd be like, do you know what? These pearls represent you and your little child. I know that I'm literally the cringiest person ever, but I love jewelry that means something, because it's something that you just wear and wear and wear. If you can attach a beautiful meaning to something, if you know someone that's like just doing so well despite everything, I think this is just a really lovely touch. That's just me and how my brain thinks though. I don't know why it goes there, but it does. Oh wow, I love this one. Another little drop pearl with a diamante, almost like clasp hook. So something maybe a little bit dressier. Also a bigger pearl than my little acorn, but my acorn is just doing everything. It's just so subtle, isn't it? It's lovely. But this one's maybe a little bit more glamorous. Again, you could wear it with the diamond drops. Love it. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that we have the matching bow earrings to the necklace. That is such a beautiful little set. What I love is the fact that the bows are a little bit like asymmetric as well. So it's not just this beautiful perfect bow, it's kind of a little bit irregular, and it has that little drop down underneath the earlobe. Also, we've come a long way, haven't we guys? In fact, that looks so pretty. I love that one. We've come a long way though, haven't we? Because who remembers when I first started on YouTube? I always talk about this because it was just one of those moments where you're like, when people used to comment on the fact that I didn't have earlobes, and apparently it's a real thing. Loads of people don't have earlobes, and I'm one of them. And so yeah, I used to get loads of people like trolling me for my earlobes, and we've come a long way because now I'm Mrs. Confident, just showing you my lack of earlobes. My code is Lydia15 if you wanted to pick anything up, if you're in the market for some new pearls. Maybe you've been doing really well. Isn't it like the end of the tax year coming up? I'm sure that's a reason to celebrate in itself. It's obviously my birthday coming up. If you want to celebrate, treat yourself. You can see how much I wear my usual little barbell pearls from Gingerberry, so you know that they last, because I bloomin' eat, sleep, shower, everything in them. Right, my next job for the day is to get my dressing room kind of organized, just straighten things up, put things away, file things away. I need to dress the island, just make it feel really lovely. My Pookie lights are on charge so that they can be on and make it nice and cozy when they're in here, and just sort out beauty products because I had so many wonderful deliveries and new in items. I've got some bits and pieces from NARS. I've got the new concealers from Eborian, which these look right up my street, seeing as I'm not really wearing like full foundation other than the powder from Swede. I also got a little NARS palette which looks so perfect. This is the Afterglow Irresistible palette. I've got some bits from Chantecaille, the 24 karat gold serum intense, and their Rose de May oil. I've got my Lisa Eldridge bits and pieces. I've also got the Amouage Secret Garden collection. My favourite is Blossom Love. Very subtle, very sweet, and I love these little atomizers that they come in. There's also Lilac Love and Love Tuberose, although I'm not a huge tuberose person, but this is such a beautiful little set. So yeah, I've got to get all of these bits and pieces put away because we need some organisation in here. This is what my dressing room should look like all the time, and it just doesn't. I end up with my runners pushed to one side of the room because of how I walk around. I end up with boxes of items that come in. I end up with beauty products on the side. It is always hectic in here. In fact, I can see something that's annoying me already. This needs to be turned around. It is the best that it could be. Obviously, this dressing room was one of the first things that we did when we moved into this house, and what I know now is that I would never do a wraparound dressing room again. You've got to have space for soft furnishings, lounging areas, places to make it feel a little bit more homely. So if I did it all again, it would be different, but I think it looks really lovely in here still. I think with the green, it's much softer now and it feels a lot more me. It's not very Instagram cool girl, but it is more me, which I'm not very Instagram cool girl anyway. I actually haven't bought the saxifrage in here because it was just a little bit too many pots. I think one there, and then two there, that was enough. And I think the greenery just works the best anyway. When they come tomorrow, I will have the little center light on as well, just to make it a bit more homely. I have swapped out another copy of my evergreen to pop the tulip to a beautiful little title page from a book on bulbs in the book The Tulip. This book is still one of my favorite books of all time. It is by an amazing lady called Anna Pavord, and she's just one of the most incredible gardeners that has ever come out of England, and this book is a feast for the eyes. It is the perfect coffee table book. It is, it just transports you. And so I thought I'd put that one on show because I do have evergreen on show over here. It's not quite a match for Anna's book, but never mind. I've had a bit of a spruce up of the shelves. I've put my one and only bag out. I don't have any of my bag. They're all in a vault. So I've just got this one here, which is the one that I take with me everywhere. So I've popped it on there. And I've got shoes and little trinkets on this side, a little bit of art. I've got this little setup here, my makeup bag, bit of ivy, my Rowan and Wren mirror, and some body souffle. That is about as much as we get. These bits have to go downstairs, by the way. That's a new lampshade for one of the bathrooms potentially, and my Stanley cup. So just ignore those. They're not in here. Look how much they sort of throw everything off just by covering them up. So it makes you realise how you can have a whole room set up, but anything that's not supposed to be in there can really throw off the eye. I'm going to pop my little Holland Cooper because I think it makes it look nice and homely as well. My little chair there that I found in an antique store, but we're all good to go. The next thing I need to do is to just go through and select a few pieces that I might want to talk about in the Q&A. Just like special pieces that I think are relevant, that kind of thing, so that I'm prepared for any eventuality from the Q&A. But I also have to get my bag packed, get a cardigan on, because I'm heading for my second Profilo treatment. Right, I am en route to Secret Enhancements, which is my friend's business, and I went to her. She's local. It's so good for me to be able to pop there and have some like treatments done locally with someone that I trust. Please excuse the way that I look. I am back from having Profilo, and I will have some lumpy McLumpersome bits. I'm actually really, I don't know what happened here. I feel like maybe because I'd used my Skin and Me yesterday, then when we've used the alcohol wipes, maybe I had a bit of sensitive skin there. But I've got the lumps that you get after having Profilo, which is basically the hyaluronic acid is injected onto the skin and then it just kind of dissipates. The only thing I'm hoping for is that it's gone by tomorrow, otherwise I'm gonna have a lumpy face on the Elisa channel. Oh well, literally I don't care. I'm very, very open about the fact that I have these things done, and if I've got a lumpy face, I've got a lumpy face. But I wanted to show you what I was doing because I am making homemade chips, homemade oven chips. I've got a few potatoes left over. I've got loads of sweet potatoes, and this is what I do now. I don't know if you remember, Ali and I used to quite often have fish and chips, like freezer fish, freezer chips, which aren't the worst. in all honesty, because they're oven chips, they're not being fried. But as you know, I like making things from scratch as much as possible now, and we don't buy chips anymore. I make the chips homemade, and we'll do like chicken and chips and something like that, which is just a quick dinner. It's nothing fancy. You're just gonna see a basic dinner because both Ali and I are working a lot at the moment. I am sat at my laptop. Ali is sat in his office working, and it's one of those dinners that, for the most part, as much as I'm making bits and pieces from scratch, I'm not going to do any faff with it, so I'm going to make some chips. And I have already started. I basically just cut up the sweet potato into like basically chip-like substances, if that's the right word. And what I'll do is I'll pop them on a tray, generally like this, and I'll just use an olive oil, and I don't use too much of the olive oil as well, and I just kind of smear it all over. But I'll do a few little potatoes as well. Now, these are probably the wrong potatoes, but I'm not fussed. I'm just doing what I can, and I've definitely noticed that my stomach does a whole lot better on chips made from scratch. To be honest, these ones are a little bit more like wedges, but they are delicious. Spread them on the tray. Super easy. Olive oil, this one is from Cipriani. Sweet potatoes. Chop the ends off. Now, I know it's looking like a kid's dinner, but we've got garden peas with garden mint, just torn up and sprinkled into the peas. We've got a little bit of salt, homemade mayonnaise, homemade chips. It looks like a kid's dinner, I promise. We've added some really lovely touches on this. We're just waiting for the sweet potatoes, and then grass-fed butter, all the good stuff. I know you all thoroughly enjoyed Barclay disappearing underneath the sofa in the last vlog. Tonight I give you, not Animal Farm, this is Barclay's I've had enough, I'm going to bed position. 5 minutes ago he was snoring as well, so he's well and truly... Oh, I think it's time for Barclay to be put out for his nighttime wee-wee, which is his least favourite thing, and he will do absolutely everything in his power not to let me pick him up. Oh my goodness. Dead weight. You smell so cheesy. Oh goodness me. Oh, Porter, don't you push my camera off there. Oh my God. I can't do it just yet. Look at him, legs akimbo. A little sausage dog burrito. Oh yes. Let's just cover your dingle dangles. It's very hard when you've got short hair. Nothing to cover them. How cosy it looks at night, and it's so tidy. Oh my goodness me. I am just going to pull a few little bits and pieces out of my wardrobe for tomorrow so that I'm all prepped and ready, just in case they ask for anything. Oh, I know why I look nuts. My eye starts watering at night and I don't know why. I thought it was my mascara, but I've changed my mascara. I don't know what's going on. So just please ignore. I look a little bit nuts this evening with the lumps and the little bit of my skin that's gone red. No idea. Just ignore it. I'm going to pull some bits and pieces out now. I've been given a sort of idea of what the questions are. So I've got out a few pieces, like, I don't know, things that I get compliments in, like this dress. There's one potential question that's like an outfit that you had a great night in. So I'm thinking about this from my friend Lumbe's wedding. There's also, I always feel like there's questions about dupes and things like that. And I don't really have dupes, but this is kind of a dupe for the skirt that Gwyneth Paltrow wore in Talented Mr. Ripley. I'll insert a picture, and I've not worn it yet. So that's my dupe. Also, my Karen Millen collection was delivered to me today, but I think I might try and wear one of my pieces in the videos. But yes, I've just got some bits and pieces laid out. But But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna go to bed now. Good morning, everyone. Lucky for me, for the most part, you can still see a little bit of my lumps. They have gone down. Little bit more looks like I've got cheek filler, but you can just see there is a little bit of a lump still of the hyaluronic acid. But I've washed my hair and everything. The Elise girls are very, very much getting treated to washed hair. My outfit, I feel, almost looks a little bit like I'm going on safari, but we're going with it. It is a steaming marathon of all of the items that I'm going to be showing. I've got some like guide questions, so I've been able to pull out bits and prepare, but for the most part, I'm just gonna have a bit of fun with it. The headboard has arrived for the guest bedroom. I'm not certain that it's correct, but I'll show you that later on. And then I've got another interview later on today, which has just come in, so we're gonna be doing that as well. But it's all systems are go this morning. So this is the setup with Eliza, and I thought, by the way, it was called Eliza, and then they corrected me on the Karen Millen shoot, and I thought it was then Eliza, and it's not, it's Eliza, so you heard it here first. You should do a TikTok of you doing that. Like, is it Eliza or Eliza? You should just go around asking everyone. We should do that. So shit. Anyway, this is the setup that we've got today. So basically, I've just found out that it's going to be just me in shot. This is a new series that Eliza is doing, and it's basically going to be rummaging through my wardrobe, although I've already done the rummaging for them. But we can still delve in, pull bits and pieces out. There's probably going to be some wild card questions in there as well. So gorgeous little shot down here, all of the professional gear, and it's looking very white and green on my rail at the moment, but I feel like that's very true to my style, so we're going to go with that.
Fire, stay in your lane. Really stay in your lane. Good. I sort of want people to just see this for a second and know it's you. Like, that's hopefully we're picking people who obviously have a style, which is perfect for us.
And are you wanting me to ask the question in the answer?
Yes, please, exactly that. I love when people get it. This is the best.
Do I need to have a nervous wee before I go?
If you want to,
yeah. This is probably the most expensive item in my wardrobe because this was made by my tailor. So this is bespoke, fitted to me. It makes me look 8 feet tall. The fabric is the most beautiful wool that can be worn in summer. Little nautical stripes in there. I would say that this is one of those dresses that I wear more on a day-to-day basis, that I want to feel nice in. Can I say that I was at the back of the queue and they were handing out bums, so it takes a lot.
Yeah, of course you can.
It is true.
Next is, what's the hardest working item in your wardrobe?
Easy. My most uncomfortable shoe is the Christian Louboutin Pigalle.
Show us, like this, the perfect all-night heel height.
No, I'm joking.
We're going to end up hiding behind this. I will go down there.
It's all for art. I have to have you come back and we'll do the same thing, but in my greenhouse. What's your favourite plant? Oh, this is my favourite. I've been here for hours. Well, that was a very, very fun way to start the day with the Eliza girls. Oh my goodness. It was just like having a group of friends in my dressing room. I don't actually know when this little video, well, we've actually done quite a long video, more than an hour's worth of footage apparently. I don't know when it will launch because it's a new series that they're doing, basically where they go into people's wardrobes and have a little rummage. And what I understand is that they just did, I think, the great-great-granddaughter of Jane Austen, which was one of the people that they've done as well. So I'm following in some very good footsteps there. I also have a call later on this afternoon because I'm doing an interview with Business Insider, and it's all around Hermes bags. Now, I have never done an interview like this before. It's not something that I would normally do, admittedly, but it is a topic that I feel like I can give it a different spin than most people because I think I have a very different approach to my Hermes bags. And so I think that it'll be, I don't know, but it's one of those topics that can often be a bit difficult to chat about because obviously they are a higher price point and I never want to upset anyone. It's why I don't really talk about my bags as much. I did a handbag collection video, but it's also because I don't really buy that many anymore. So that is why. So yeah, big day of press, I would say. And I'm blooming exhausted already. All of that fun to start the day. But yeah, my interview is not until 3 o'clock. But I wanted to show you Ali's birthday card because it's Ali's birthday tomorrow. And I've been saving this little card because I picked it up from a place called Campbell's of Bewley. And it is a Dachshund in a tweed suit and breeks. With a little tweed holdall, and I could not resist this. So he is actually only going to be given a card on his birthday this year, because what his actual birthday gift is, I am treating him to a pair of bespoke made John Lobb shoes. If you don't know, John Lobb is basically like the pinnacle of men's cobblers, and they are iconic. There's 2 John Lobbs from what I understand, one of which was sold, and then there's the original. And I want Ali to experience having a bespoke pair of shoes made. And what they do is they actually make wooden, like wooden molds of the feet. They've still got like Frank Sinatra's molds and things like that. It's quite a spectacular store. They featured them on Quintessentially British, but Ali's been a fan for blooming years. So in this card, it is going to say, happy birthday, you old git. Treat yourself to a pair of John Lobb shoes on me, basically. But I feel like our birthdays have kind of creeped up on us this year. And I actually haven't asked for anything for my birthday. So, oh well. Anyway, that is what I brought you up here to talk to you about. I've also had a delivery. These are just a few more potential lampshades for the bathroom sconces. The sconces haven't arrived yet, but apparently they're on their way. So, am I just doing everything wrong recently? I thought I bought 2 of these. What is wrong with me? I bought one of the other one and one of this one. It is totally user error on my part. There's supposed to be 2 of these and none of the things that were supposed to be 2 of them when I ordered them. It was supposed to be 2 of them, but I don't think these are going to be right anyway. These looked a little bit more lavendery, but actually they're a bit more blue in this light, which is sad, but I do really like them. Well, we have a little portie modelling the new headboard that has arrived. We also have gone from a bolster that is too small to another bolster that is too small to one that is too big. You just can't write this stuff, honestly. Yes, so the bolster has arrived and sadly it is too big. It's been measured too long. It's supposed to mirror the one that we've got in our bedroom, so we're going to have a look at that. The headboard, I love the shape of the headboard. It was supposed to be wider, but I think I'm just at that point now where I've just not got it spot on in this instance, but it looks really lovely in here. I'm very, very happy now. It's down to just getting artwork and bits and pieces on the walls in here. I am, of course, now able to sit at my little desk, though, which is lovely because this room is all sorted. My little geranium has come out and it just makes me so happy. Geraniums are probably one of my favourite flowers, and I feel like a few years ago they were definitely filed in the granny department, but for me, these are such gorgeous little house flowers. I love that they get all wild and unruly, and this one has grown so much, just like its owner. Although the Stanley Cup is killing the vibe of this old desk. I spilt my drink as well on the floor, and the skip is not giving romantic writing desk vibes, but this is the reality of, of renovating your home in stages. And I'm not showing you the bathroom because I've obviously shown you the bathroom at every minute stage and change that there has been. But when you look like that, it almost looks like it could be finished. Thank you, Portie, for modelling this one for us as well. Very much appreciated. But I am down at my little writing corner. Ali is in the Ali is in the garden. He is currently filming a little campaign that he's managed to sort of join up with a little date evening that we've been saying that we're going to do, which is in my greenhouse. So he's filming in my greenhouse, which usually means that I get a free clean of my greenhouse. because he does like to use it every now and again for his own work purposes. And now he is, it means that I get a free clean, because it's always messy when he goes in there and he has to sort it out. But yes, I'm just waiting to join the call for the Business Insider chat. And the reason why I was saying upstairs that like I feel like I have a different element to talk about Hermes bags is because I'm not one of those people that's like a collector. I wouldn't ever call myself like a collector of Hermes bags. I don't want hundreds of thousands of them. I don't want every new colour. I don't want to have the rarest of the rare. For me, my approach really stems from the fact that these are one of the bags that I think have withstood the test of time and have been iconic and in style for over 50 years. So for me, it's a really great place to like buy a bag. I have a very, very like edited down collection of handbags, and I know I talk about it a lot. And I want to talk about it more from that element rather than the exclusivity of them, because even though I think the exclusivity of the bags is a very clever business model from them, it is one of the things that I think that people find quite polarizing about them. Whereas for me, it's the fact that they are still handmade. They still have 18 karat gold plated hardware. They, the finest quality leathers and materials and craftsmanship. It's a family owned business, with just giving it credit where it's due. I know that they are a very wealthy family, but they are family owned from what I understand. And, those are the things that really hit the mark for me. When you look at other handbag brands where maybe they don't hand make their bags anymore, maybe they are not gold hardware anymore, those kinds of things, it makes that purchase very special. It's why I keep mine so small and so edited down. And so I want to come to this conversation from the side of someone that's really interested in the craft, the timelessness, and the quality of the products used, rather than the exclusivity, the game that you play to get the bags, because I understand that that is how business kind of works. If you increase exclusivity, you can increase demand, and it's all sort of a payoff. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. I hope that this is going to bring a nice angle. I know that we talk about this a lot on this channel, but hopefully getting it out there to like a wider audience, that I understand that exclusivity can be quite polarizing. It can feel a little bit like you're not allowed to shop with us, that kind of thing. I've never felt that way going in there, but I definitely do see there's a much like a more different side to things. What is this little tuftaroo here? Got this little random tuft that's like, ooh.
Lydia, can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can. Hello.
Oh, wonderful. I'm going to go on mute and I'll let you both have a chat.
It is blowing a gale. But look at this. This is the sight that I love to see. I love helping you come up with your concepts for your campaigns. As you can see, the boys are still setting up. I've not really had much insight into what's going on in there, but it is looking very cozy and lots of lovely little candles in there. But if you want to see the setup and what Ali has in store, then you're going to have to head over to his channel. I think it will be going up next week sometime. But I'm very excited to get out there. / I'm also contemplating leaving that table outside. There's an Instagram account that I follow, and I can't remember her name now, but she lives in America, and she just has the most idyllic, beautiful home. And in her kitchen garden, she actually has a table down the middle, and it's not in the right in the center. It is off center, and she has loads and loads of lunches there. And I just feel like I would use that to pot up so much more as well. And then I could put maybe a smaller table inside. Oh, I would love that. It has been one of those days today though, my goodness me, it feels like we've done 100 things. I actually managed to do a wardrobe like reorganize and clear out as well in the process. And I look like I have literally been dragged through a hedge back route. I can't speak either. I'm at that point in my cycle, and this is one of the things that I experience, is where I feel like I get such confusion. It's not as bad, but I'm definitely noticing that I'm getting it at the moment. I'm like, I can't speak properly. But anyway, this is the guest bedroom wardrobe where I keep all of my like Holland Cooper coats and my favourite coats, and a few of like my gowns that can't really live in my wardrobe but have to live somewhere. So all of my gowns and special dresses and things like that live in here. So I organised that. But tomorrow is an exciting day. I don't think I'll be vlogging it. I think it'll be for the next vlog. But tomorrow the beams are arriving. They're arriving for in here. The one thing I can't blooming wait to do though is change these clinical lights. Look, you only realise when you change spotlights to the actual soft ones how clinical, like that is just awful. Well, to be fair, it looked worse because my camera hadn't re-auto balanced, but it is still way too bright in here. These are the two little lampshades. I think this is the lampshade that I'm probably going to go for, because although it probably looks grey on here, it actually has a bit of a mauvey touch, and I got these from Etsy as well. Again, only ordered one of each, but anyway, the beams are going to be going in tomorrow, so that is going to be a real triumph. Oh my goodness me, look how cute this looks. I can't wait to see what it looks like. We are in the midst of getting ready for our friends Carl and Matt to come over for lunch. We organised this a few months ago now, I think. We saw them at an event and we said, we've got to have you up. Carl hasn't been to our house. I think it was since like COVID. I think we were sat in the garden. He like drove and saw us and sat in our garden with us. And it was just so lovely to see him and bump into him. And so we're having them over for lunch today. Ali is in the kitchen downstairs. I am on cake baking duty. I'm also on laying the table duty and getting on with making the house lovely, because I love, love, love having people here and having an excuse to dress the home. So what I need to do is I actually haven't unpacked from a trip. I need to get going on that and just tidy things away, so I'm going to go with that. But I do have my little Birkenstocks that arrived. So this is my outfit for the day. This is my Diane Keaton, Nancy Myers-esque outfit for the day. I've got a linen shirt from H&M. I've got my Beaufort and Blake suede jeans on. This is just my linen pinny that I got from Amazon. Really pared back, really kind of casual, but it's so comfortable, and these shoes are the dream. This really is an outfit for the Evergreen girls, like such beautiful brands, such beautiful fabrics, and it feels really, really effortless. Just don't look at the mess in the background, and Lumi is demanding to be allowed in. So I'm gonna quickly whip this up and then get started on the table. You Madge, welcome in. The roast is on. Oh, we have a new pan as well. We have loved these DeBayer pans so much. So this is the broccoli pan, and this is the nothing pan. But I bought this one, a bigger one, to replace our old pans. So now we have a bit of a full set, and I love that this has the two handles as well. They are so beautifully made, and they just get better with age. Like, look how much this has got a patina already, and it's just such a gorgeous brand. We got these from Borough Kitchen. Very, very happy with those. My next job is to tackle the table, although it seems like Mr. Millen Gordon has already had a bit of a reshuffle, which I'm not overly happy about, but we shall see. I'm gonna pop the linens out. I'm gonna go into the linen drawer, and this is like my little drawer of dressings. I'm going to use these really lovely mossy green linen napkins. These are from Linen Tales, I think, which you can basically get every shade of linen that you could ever want. Always so simple and so effective. I just feel like I'm really found my feet when it comes to my own tablescapes in terms of like how I like them to look and feel, and the tones, and how a quick sort of linen change up really makes all the difference. It just looks so nice. I love it. I need to light candles. It is a bit of a blustery day today, but look at the blossom. It just looks like a wedding out here. It is so pretty. And we also have a few tulips that have come up, and I'm thinking I might actually pick these and put them in a vase because we don't have a lot of them. These are from a previous bulb installation, and I pulled some of them up last year, but I think this year I'm just going to enjoy these few little tulips, make a little tulip display for, oh, it's so blustery, my goodness me, for inside the house. How lovely. I've just popped a little candle, the little diptyque one on there, and my vase that I've stolen from Gemma with the tulips from the garden, because the arrangement that was here had long gone over, and it's just so nice to be able to bring these in because there's just like a random spattering of tulips in the garden, and so the fact that they are all beautiful and in bloom. These are the Tulip Trumpeteur, I believe, and they're so, so pretty. They look like little swan's bills. And we had enough for a few little blooms in the powder room as well, so it's all looking very, very lovely in here. I feel like this vlog has been all over the place, and it's made me have to sit there and confront the fact that I am not feeling like myself at the moment. Oh my gosh, I don't know what is going on. In fact, I know what's going on. I have not been on it this week at all. I've missed taking supplements, I've not been getting to bed, and then I'm being woken up every day at 5 AM on the dot. And so one of the things, I think I've already said it in a video, I'm like, I have to be going to bed on time, and I haven't been. And so then when I wake up in the morning, I'm exhausted. I have to get myself like back on the bandwagon. I can't believe I've missed taking my supplements. Like, that's the one thing. And then I missed taking my supplements, and then I've been like eating badly. But not only have I missed taking my supplements, I've also not been eating in the way that works for me as well. So I had a takeaway at the weekend. I've not been having like my bone broths and things like that at lunchtime. Dinners have been a bit slapdash, and I know obviously I made my homemade chips and chicken and homemade mayonnaise and things like that, but it's got to be consistent for me. Otherwise, that's the thing that I'm realizing, is that I end up at this point where I'm telling you that I'm experiencing confusion again. I'm struggling with headaches again, and I just genuinely like I need like a personal reset of some sort to get myself back on track. I think that's what I'm going to focus on, getting myself even now, like my brain just isn't working, and it is the most frustrating thing because I literally, it feels like I can't string a sentence together and talk to you at the same time. And I know that it's such a bizarre thing to actually speak to a camera and not have someone else speak back at you, but just not being able to get my words out is so frustrating. So yeah, I think from this moment on, I need to be a little bit more on it. So you're currently resting on this morning's glass of supplements that I had. Tonight's dinner, I'm gonna give it my absolute all. But yeah, I just feel like I haven't been myself in the past 2 vlogs because I just haven't been on it. So I feel like it's been a bit all over the place. I've been a bit here, there and everywhere. And I feel like in these moments, I don't really like connect with you that well. I apologize. Oh, I feel like I need a spring reset in my life. So, but it's all very much the things that I know work for me. And I don't want to feel guilty for them, but I know when I haven't been doing enough to help me feel better. Also, like, even just down to books, like I've not been reading, I've not been listening to like a good book. Like those things really, really help me just even start the day on the right foot. So I'm gonna go in search of some good content just to like lift me up a little bit. But yeah, anyway, I promise in my next vlog I will do better, I promise.